No man wants to feel like he's failing in the bedroom, and no woman wants a lover who's bland and predictable. You know it, and deep down she knows it too. Variety, play, and just a little bit of edge, that's what makes intimacy unforgettable. I'm Dr. Thomas, urologist and men's health specialist for the past 12 years. And today I'm going to walk you through 6 fun, adventurous, and completely doable things that many women secretly crave but are often too shy to ask for. We're talking about ideas that are exciting, safe, and designed to deepen your connection, not some wild, out-of-reach fantasies. If you're willing to listen, learn, and lead with care, you'll give her experiences she'll crave again and again. And you'll enjoy them just as much yourself. But before we dive in, let me ask you, where are you watching from today? Drop it in the comments. I love seeing this community grow from all corners of the world. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. It tells me you want more real, no-fluff men's health advice delivered straight to you. Now, let's get into it. Let's start by busting a myth. Most men think women don't want kinky or adventurous experiences. They imagine women prefer slow, gentle, romantic intimacy only. That's simply not true. Here's the real story. Many women deeply desire novelty, intensity, and playful risk, but they don't always say it out loud. Why? Because society conditioned them to be polite, to avoid judgment, or simply because they fear being misunderstood. So the truth is this: she may already be waiting for you to bring variety into the bedroom, not to shock her, not to push her, but to invite her into something fresh, safe, and exciting. And when you understand how to do this the right way, slowly, respectfully, with full consent, you become the kind of man she not only trusts, but genuinely aches to explore with. That's not manipulation, that's leadership. Real intimacy requires a man who is confident enough to initiate and grounded enough to listen. As a urologist, I've spent over a decade helping men reclaim not just their physical health, but their confidence and their connection with their partners. And let me tell you something I've seen time and time again in my practice: performance, stamina, desire. These aren't just about testosterone levels or blood flow. They're about psychology, communication, and variety. Your partner's brain is her biggest sexual organ. Feed her mind with curiosity, anticipation, and surprise, and her body will follow. Ignore that, and you can have the physique of an athlete, but the spark will still fade. That's just biology meeting human nature. So today, I'll give you 6 powerful yet practical things women secretly want to try, but don't always know how to ask for. Each one comes with the biology, what happens in her body, the emotion, what it makes her feel, and the practicality. How to introduce it without awkwardness or pressure. Stay with me until the end, because the last 2 on this list are the ones most men completely overlook, and yet they can transform your entire sex life. Number 6, using a vibrator together now. Before you switch off, hear me out. You might think, I'm enough. Why bring a toy? I get that instinct. But here's the clinical truth, and this is something I explain to men in my clinic regularly. Most women climax fastest, and most consistently with direct, steady clitoral stimulation. Your hands, your tongue, your body, they're all wonderful tools, but they can't always maintain the same precision or rhythm that a small vibrating device can. That's not a knock on you, it's just anatomy. Biology: the clitoris contains approximately 8,000 nerve endings, nearly double what the penis has. A vibrator delivers consistent, targeted stimulation to those nerve pathways. Once the brain receives that steady input, it floods the body with endorphins and oxytocin, priming her for deeper, longer-lasting orgasms. Emotion: when you confidently introduce a toy, she doesn't feel replaced. She feels prioritized. You're communicating something powerful. Your pleasure matters to me. I want you to have more, not less. That kind of intentionality is deeply arousing. Practicality: keep it simple. Start with a small external vibrator. Don't toss it onto the bed like it's a lab experiment. Smile, make eye contact, and say something straightforward: I thought we could try this together. Want to? Start on a low setting. Keep your hands and lips involved. Let her guide the pace. The result? She begins to associate her best experiences with you, not with the object, because you're the one creating the moment. That's the point. Number 5, blindfolds and sensory play remove one sense, and every other sense sharpens. That's not a theory, it's neuroscience. When she can't see where your hands are going next, anticipation builds, tension builds, desire builds. Biology, when vision is blocked, the brain compensates by increasing sensitivity in the skin's receptor networks. Dopamine is released in anticipation of unpredictable stimulus. The brain literally rewards itself for not knowing what's coming. Every light touch lands harder. Every breath feels more intentional. Emotion, there's a paradox at the heart of sensory play, and it's a powerful one. She's surrendering control while simultaneously feeling completely safe because she trusts you. That combination of vulnerability and security is one of the most intoxicating emotional states a person can experience. You become both the source of tension and the source of safety. That's a position of real intimacy. Practicality. Use a soft sleep mask or a folded silk scarf. Before you begin, agree on a clear signal. 1 squeeze of the hand means slow down. 2 squeezes means stop completely. Honor that system without hesitation. Then take your time. Don't rush to obvious destinations. Explore the places men usually ignore. The back of the knees, the inner arms, the ribs, the curve of the hip. Narrate your intentions. I'm kissing your left shoulder. Moving down. Not yet. By the time you arrive where she's waiting for you, the anticipation has already done half the work. Number 4. Dirty talk, done the right way here's where a lot of men either overcorrect into clumsiness or avoid it entirely because they're afraid of saying the wrong thing. I'm going to simplify this for you. Dirty talk isn't about being crude. It's not about performance. It's about feeding 2 of her deepest psychological drives, feeling genuinely wanted and feeling truly seen. Biology, words are processed in the brain's language centers, but they also activate the limbic system, the emotional and arousal center. When she hears real desire in your voice, her body responds. Blood flow increases, lubrication increases. Her nervous system interprets your words as a signal that she is the object of genuine, focused desire. Emotion. There's a difference between objectifying language and affirming language. Your skin feels incredible right now. I love the way you respond when I touch you here. I can't get enough of you. These aren't crude. They're connective. They make her feel treasured, not used. Practicality. Start with observation. Speak what's true, what you notice, what you're feeling, what you want. Then layer in intention and direction as comfort grows. Keep your voice steady and low, confident, not performative. If you want to introduce more explicit language, have a brief conversation outside the bedroom. A simple, calm question like, is there anything you'd like me to say more of, or anything you'd prefer I don't, opens the door without pressure or awkwardness. Then in the moment, you both know the boundaries, and you can move freely within them. Done right, words become foreplay that never stops. Number 3, controlled strength, being present with your body. Many women, though they may never say it outright, are drawn to a partner who uses his physical presence with deliberate control, being held firmly, being guided, feeling a man's strength in a purposeful, steady way. Let me be precise about what this means, because the distinction matters enormously. This is not about aggression. It is not about dominance for the sake of ego. It's about the safe, communicated use of physical presence in a way that makes her feel claimed, protected, and desired all at once. Biology, firm, intentional touch activates the skin's pressure receptors, particularly the Pacinian corpuscles, which trigger a calming oxytocin release even under conditions of mild intensity. The nervous system reads this combination of firmness and safety as deeply pleasurable, not threatening. Her body is hardwired to respond to it. Emotion, the paradox here is what makes it so powerful. She feels your strength and your care simultaneously. Power without tenderness is threatening. Tenderness without strength can feel hollow. But when both exist together, when a man is decisive and gentle, assertive and attentive, the result is deeply erotic and deeply trusting. Practicality. Always, always, establish a safe word system before you explore this territory. Green means go. Yellow means slow down. Red means stop completely. Start with steady, deliberate grips, her hips, her waist, the small of her back. Move with intention, not force. If she responds positively and communicates she'd like more intensity, hair, light spanking, Start conservatively and listen to her body as much as her words. Pair physical cues with verbal ones. Stay right there. Don't move. Decisiveness combined with genuine attentiveness is the formula. Not one or the other, both. Number 2. Role play in scenarios you don't need costumes. You don't need a script. You just need imagination and a willingness to step outside your usual dynamic for 20 minutes. A new scenario breaks pattern. It introduces novelty. And novelty, as I'll explain, is one of the most powerful biological tools you have access to. Biology, the brain's reward system, is fueled by dopamine, and dopamine spikes hardest in response to novelty, to things that are unexpected, new, or surprising. When you introduce a new context or scenario, even a simple one, you're essentially rebooting her arousal system. The routine that may have dulled desire gets bypassed entirely. Emotion, role play gives both of you permission to be someone slightly different for a short window of time. For her, this can be liberating, especially in a long-term relationship where identities have become very fixed. She gets to be playful, adventurous, even a little mysterious. And so do you, done with a light touch and genuine humor. This can reignite a spark that years of routine quietly buried. Practicality. Keep your first suggestion simple and low pressure. Want to try something a little different one night? Nothing complicated. I was thinking we could play out a small scenario. Offer 2 options and let her choose. Strangers meeting in a hotel bar or a client and a masseuse. Keep the first attempt short. 10 to 15 minutes is more than enough. End with laughter and closeness. If it worked, you'll both know, and you can expand the territory next time. If it felt awkward, laugh about it, let it go, and try again later. The goal isn't a flawless performance. The goal is play. Role play, at its core, isn't about acting. It's about unlocking a new dynamic between 2 people who already know each other well and finding something they hadn't discovered yet. Number 1. Pattern interrupts. Breaking the routine. This is the most overlooked item on this entire list. And I say that as a physician who has had this conversation with hundreds of men. Most men, when their sex life loses energy, assume the problem is physical. Low libido, hormonal changes, stress, and sometimes those things are factors. But very often, the real culprit is simpler and more addressable than any of that. It's routine. Biology, the brain's dopamine system, the engine behind desire, is novelty dependent. When a predictable sequence of events repeats itself enough times, the brain stops registering it as exciting. It becomes background. And background doesn't generate arousal. When you introduce a single unexpected variable, however, the system wakes up. Dopamine fires. Curiosity re-engages. She becomes present again, in a way routine had quietly erased. Emotion, a pattern interrupt, communicates something subtle but deeply powerful. It tells her, I'm still curious about you. I'm still thinking about how to be with you. I haven't stopped exploring. That's not just exciting, it's meaningful. In long-term relationships especially, the feeling that your partner is still invested, still choosing you actively rather than just habitually, is one of the most intimate things a person can experience. Practicality. You don't need to reinvent anything. You just need to change one element. If you always start in the bedroom, begin somewhere else. The kitchen, the living room, the couch. If you always dim the lights, try candles instead. If you always move slowly, dedicate one evening to urgency and intensity. If you always finish the same way, reverse the sequence. These are small shifts. They require no special skills and no equipment, but they signal to her brain and to yours that the territory is still being explored, not simply revisited. Small differences create disproportionate effects on desire. That's not philosophy. That's neuroscience. So here's your homework. Don't try all 6 of these at once. That's not the move. Pick one, the one that resonates with you most naturally, or the one that feels most relevant to where you are with your partner right now. Introduce it gently, thoughtfully, let it settle. Once it feels natural and integrated, layer in another. And throughout all of it, keep communication at the center. You don't need elaborate check-ins or clinical debriefs. A simple "was that good?" or "what did you like?" or even watching her body language closely. These things are enough. Communication in intimacy doesn't have to be formal. It just has to be present. Keep your tone warm. Keep your posture confident. Stay fully present with her. And remember this above all, what you're building here isn't a technique. It's a safe, playful, evolving space where two people feel genuinely desired, genuinely respected, and fully turned on. That's the real goal. Some of you might be thinking right now, what if she laughs? What if I get it wrong? I'll tell you what I tell my patients. She's not looking for perfection. She's looking for presence. She wants to feel that you care enough to try something new, that you're willing to risk a moment of awkwardness in the service of more connection. That's what intimacy actually requires. That's courage. And most women, when given the choice, would far rather you bring one new idea with care and genuine attention than keep everything predictable and safe forever. Men, let me close with this. Age is not the enemy of passion. Routine is. Disconnection is. Assumption is. The men who maintain thriving, intimate lives as they get older are not the ones with the highest testosterone or the most stamina. They're the ones who stayed curious, who kept communicating, who refused to let the bedroom become just another habit. You have more tools available to you right now than you probably realize. The 6 ideas I've walked you through today are not tricks. They're invitations. Invitations for you and your partner to explore together, with trust as your foundation and genuine desire as your compass. If this was useful, hit the like button and share it with a man you think needs to hear it. And drop a comment below. Tell me which of these 6 you're going to try first, or ask me any question you have. I'm here every week with real, evidence-based men's health content, and I want to hear from you. I'm Dr. Thomas. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other.